In Buenos Aires, a young Jorge Mario Bergoglio discovered his calling to serve the poor and marginalized with humility and love. As a Jesuit, he embraced social justice, dedicating his life to those society often overlooked. Rising to cardinal, he urged well-wishers to donate to the poor instead of celebrating his elevation, a sign of his lifelong humility. In 2013, Jorge became Pope Francis, the first Jesuit pope, the first from the Americas, choosing the name Francis to honor the humble saint of Assisi. His first words as pope was simple: "Brothers and sisters, good evening," a humble greeting that set the tone for his papacy. He met with his predecessor, Benedict XVI, the first such meeting in centuries, symbolizing unity and continuity. His first papal trip was to Lampedusa, where he condemned global indifference and stood with migrants seeking a better life. He called for compassion, saying, "The suffering of migrants is not their fault, but ours for turning away." In 2016, he washed the feet of refugees, Muslims, Hindus, Christians, showing the world that every life matters. Visiting Lesbos, he reminded us, "We are all migrants on this earth, seeking the embrace of God." When a boy asked if his atheist father was in heaven, Francis replied, "God surely was proud of your father for baptizing his children." He welcomed LGBTQ+ Catholics, saying, "If a person is gay and seeks God, who am I to judge?" A groundbreaking moment of acceptance. In his encyclical on the environment, he urged us to protect our planet, calling it a moral responsibility to care for creation. During the pandemic, he prayed in an empty St. Peter's Square, saying, "We are all on the same boat, called to row together." He called vaccination an act of love, urging us to protect the vulnerable through collective action. In 2016, he met with the leader of the Russian Orthodox Church, the first such meeting, bridging centuries of division. In Amoris Laetitia, he wrote, "The Eucharist is not a prize for the perfect, but medicine for the weak." He apologized for the Church's role in residential schools, seeking forgiveness for past wrongs and promoting healing. He said, "The confessional is not a torture chamber, but an encounter with the Lord's mercy." In his 2024 encyclical Dilexit Nos, he reminded us, "Our heart is the ultimate judge of who we truly are." He lived among the poor, saying, "We must be poor among the poor to include the excluded and spread love." In his last Easter message, he urged us, "Use your resources as weapons of peace to build the future, not sow seeds of death." A master storyteller, he taught, Jesus spoke in parables, stories that move hearts and change lives. Throughout his papacy, he never wavered in his belief that hope and goodness are always on the horizon. In his final message to youth, he said, "Learn to listen, truly listen to others, especially your grandparents." On April 21st, 2025, Pope Francis passed away at 88, leaving a legacy of compassion and reform. He was a shining witness of a church that bends down with tenderness to heal the wounded with mercy. His words inspire action. You pray for the hungry, then you feed them. That's how prayer works. Pope Francis's legacy lives on, reminding us that no one is an extra on the world stage. We all have a role in God's plan. Let us honor Pope Francis by living his message, restore hope, spread love, and be a light of mercy in the world.